Hi guys, welcome to ZIBAKERIZ, and in this video I'll be sharing with you how to create this beautiful, elegant, painted edge rosette cake. So over here we already have a pre-crumb coated 7-inch cake layer, and to it I'm adding my final coat of buttercream, and I'm using American buttercream. And to this buttercream I've actually added some white gel food coloring. I've actually used Chef Masters, but I've also used Wilton's before, and they give a very nice bright white color to it, and it also helps ensure that there isn't any yellow tint to your buttercream. Also, you can see that while I'm adding the buttercream, I'm kind of creating this back and forth kind of motion. This just helps ensure that you're adding an equal amount of buttercream all around your cake. And you just want to keep doing this until the crumb coat isn't showing through. And you want to just do that all around the cake. Now, using a bench scraper, just want to smooth out the cake and then go back and fill in any of the air pockets that have formed. And then once again, you just want to go back with your bench scraper and smooth it out until you have nice smooth sides. Now we're going to bring the lip of frosting to the center of the cake, just cleaning up the top of our cake. And then using a bench scraper, just smooth out the top as well. Now we're going to place the cake into the fridge or until it's firm and work on our buttercream rosettes in the meantime. So the color that I want for my rosettes is a super bright red. So I added in a couple of drops of Chef Masters gel food coloring and just mixed that in. Then I added in a couple more drops of the red Chef Master gel food coloring because I wanted a more brighter color. So you do need to add a couple more extra drops until you're happy with the color that you're going for. So over here I've achieved a more brighter red, but I'm definitely still going to leave it out and so that it actually forms a nicer, brighter color, because the buttercream will start to darken as it sits. So the tip that I'm going to be using is a Wilton tip 1M to create my rosettes. So over here I have a piping bag, and I'm just going to cut off the top so I can add in my tip inside the bag. And then you just want to place it over some sort of cup or a jar or something that has a wide open top so that you can easily fold over the bag around it, so it's easier for you to fill in your piping bag. Also, you don't want to overfill your bag either, because then it can get difficult to have more control in your piping as well. Now you want to take your cake out of the fridge, and we're going to be using the Wilton 1M tip to be creating our rosettes. So you want to add some pressure and then go counterclockwise. So I also get asked a lot how my buttercream sticks to the side of the cake. So when you're piping, you really want to make sure that your cream is touching the base of your cake. Also, you do want to make sure that the base of the cake has been firm so your buttercream roses don't slide off. So for the top of the cake, I'm going to be using the same Wilton 1M tip to create my border. And you want to do this by overlapping your previous design until you reach the end. Now, using some green American buttercream, I'm going to be creating some leaves on the rosettes. So I'm using a Wilton tip number 366 to create these leaves, and you can see I'm kind of creating this wiggle motion to create that leaf effect. And I only add about 1 to 2 leaves on each rosette because I don't want to overcrowd the cake. Once all the leaves have been added, I'm going to go back in with the same red buttercream and create dots. And I created this using a Wilton tip number 3. And you just want to place the dots in the gaps of each rosette, and you want to do this all around the cake until you're happy with the amount of dots you've added. Now, using some Wilton White Chef Master gel food coloring, I'm going to be outlining the cake. So you just want to add a couple of drops in your palette, and you're definitely going to need a lot more than just this. But for now, just add a little bit and keep adding more as you apply on your edges. So I started from the top of my cake, so from the border, you just want to outline the edges of the border. And this is definitely a time-consuming process, but I went with white gel food coloring, but you could definitely do this with gold, and you can also do this with silver. This is a signature style that I started with cupcakes, and everybody loved this on my Instagram page. So be sure to check that out if you want to see this in cupcake version as well, or comment down below if you guys would like to see a tutorial that I made for this in a cupcake form. So you just want to keep doing this all around the edges of the cake. Once you're done outlining the border of the top of the cake, we're then going to start outlining the rosettes. So it's basically the same technique where you're just going to be using a paintbrush to outline the edges of the rosettes, and it basically just creates a nice outline to the rose, so you can actually see that it actually defines the lines, creating a beautiful swirl rosette look. But if you start to feel that the buttercream is getting softer and harder to work with, I would suggest placing the cake back into the fridge for a couple of minutes or until the roses have firmed up, and this will just allow you to create the lines without ruining the shape of the roses as well. Now I'm going back over the outlines for the second time, so just showing a close-up. This is the second time I'm going over the roses, and it actually defines the lines a lot more, so I definitely do recommend going over it for a second time. And there you have it, a beautifully finished painted edge rosette cake. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, share it with your friends, and hit the bell notification button so you get notified each time I create a new video. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because I do create a new cake decorating video each week. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.